Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Madam Fenton.
Oh, Mr. Barsack, can I speak to you privately?
I have an important appointment at the moment, madam.
Mr. Barsack, I came to close my account.
What? Why, you're one of our most valued depositors. Whatever for?
Well, they tell me that banks are not very safe just now.
Oh.
Everything I have is here.
Who told you that?
You're the president of the bank. Will you give me your word that my money is safe?
The Continental is the Rock of Gibraltar.
Oh, thank you. I hope you'll forgive me, Mr. Barsack.
My dear Madam Fenton.
Oh, thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, madam. Good morning, Mr. Barsack. Good morning, gentlemen. You wish to see me?
Barsack. The fact is, Barsack, we're feeling a little uneasy.
My friend, these are uneasy times.
The bank seems to have been borrowing a great deal of money lately.
You know everything that's been done. You're the directors.
Yes, well, I've been away, you know, recently, and so has Monsieur Gontier.
I offered to resign the presidency at the last directors' meeting, but you wouldn't accept my resignation.
My dear Barsack, we have perfect faith in you, but
What do you think of conditions?
Everything will come right. I'm the captain of the ship, and I'll bring it safely into port. Only you must be patient. And above all, gentlemen, you must have confidence. Confidence in the future. Confidence in me. Confidence!
Confidence. What the public need is confidence. Have confidence. Invest your money now. This is the moment. The depression is over.
That's my trouble. Nobody has any confidence in me.
Who's writing all this tripe in the paper?
Bankers.
I wouldn't trust them with anything I've got.
You haven't got anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't even trust them with that.
The old days when you just had to hold out your hand. Gone forever.
The wrong people are running the show. That's the trouble.
Go on, Flitz. Tell us what you'd do if you were at the head of things.
I'd run the country in quite a different way. Why, when I was selling soap...
Soap?
Yes, soap. Ask the governor, he'll tell you. Wasn't I a good salesman?
A good salesman, but a poor advertisement.
And before that, 5 years ago, when I was in America, I had lots of money. And a banking account.
What happened to you then?
Oh, I started a company. They used to call me Sir. Now what do they call me?
What do you think, Governor? Are good times just round the corner?
All times are good times, especially when the sun shines and you've got a bit of backing.
Aye.
Bad times are just round the corner, I say.
Why turn corners? Why not keep straight on?
Easy for you to talk. You don't want anything.
Yes, I do. I want lots of things, but I want things I can get. Bit of straw to sleep on, bit of food to eat, and the sun on my back.
Are you coming back here tonight?
No. Leaving Paris? I always go south for the winter. South? It's a long way to walk. Well, you get a lift in a car sometimes.
Sloshing along in the mud with the rain beating down? No, thank you. That's right. Give me Paris.
All right, I'll give it to you.
Paris for me, too. I like to feel a bit of life about me.
You haven't got the price of a drink on you, have you, Governor?
No, I've only got my lucky 2-franc bit, and I never part with that. Oh. Come with me, Flip.
Well, left or right?
Heads left, tails right.
Head.
Right. Hello, what's this, Flip?
Oh, some kind of ironworks or something.
Grand. I bet this was all trees once. Look at it now.
There's iron there. It's got to be mined.
Why?
What? Progress.
Progress. Are people any happier because they travel in trains and motor cars instead of stagecoaches? Are you any happier because you know today what happened in Turkey yesterday? Hello. You are sunburnt.
You're dirty, that's worse.
That's where you're wrong. I had a free bath this morning, all open. Here, how long do you stay down the mine?
6 hours.
Just like being a mole. Don't you ever want to be a squirrel?
Here's Monsieur Dubois. Come in, come in. Sorry if I kept you waiting. You know my stepson, Paul, future head of the bank? Leave us, my boy. Come and sit down, Dubois.
Well, Bartek, what's this important proposal that you have to make?
We're old friends. I must ask you to swear never to breathe a word of what I'm going to tell you.
I swear.
This bank is bankrupt.
You're joking.
Nothing could save it. It's a question of months, perhaps weeks. But personally, I have no intention of finding myself in the gutter. Now, you're an experienced company promoter.
Well,
willing to make a bit of money, eh?
That's the only thing I have to do.
Well, I have a scheme. I want you to register a new company under your own name, the Dubois Investment Company.
What do I invest in?
You've heard of the Granville Ironworks?
Why, of course. Granville died a couple of years ago, didn't he?
He left the majority of his shares to his wife and daughter.
I hear the mine's worked out.
So it is, pretty nearly. But I've had the best mining engineer in the country make a confidential report to me. Look at that. There's plenty of ore within a stone's throw that's never been touched.
I see. The Granvilles don't know this. So the Dubois Investment Company buys the works at a bargain price. Are the widow and daughter willing to sell?
They've got to sell. During the recent depression, they borrowed heavily from the bank. Leave them to me.
I see. As soon as the Dubois Company gets possession of the property, it makes the grand discovery of the new vein of iron ore.
You've got it. You put Dubois shares on the market, the public rushes in, and you and I make a couple of million.
Who are the other shareholders?
A lot of riffraff, mostly workers. They don't count. There's a shareholders' meeting coming on soon. I can swing the vote.
All right. I'm in. Now, let me give you a word of advice. Never stick to a sinking ship. If this bank's on the rocks, get out. Shift the presidency onto someone else.
I'm going to. First chance I get. Come in.
Some of the bank directors are waiting to see you.
Well, goodbye, Dubois. I depend on you to make a better offer. Widow and orphan, you know. We must be generous.
You can rely on me. Good morning, Paul.
One moment, Paul. You're rather a favorite with Madeleine Granville and her mother, aren't you? I may want you to go and see them on a delegate mission.
You're not going to sell them up. Can't the bank wait for that loan?
I shall do the very best I can for them. But they must trust me. They must give me a free hand.
They do trust you. I hope they're not going to be left penniless.
If you think more of my interests and less of other people's, you might be some use.
Look, Granville again. That must be the same people that own the ironworks.
Well, what about a rest?
What's the matter? Ain't you well?
Oh, I'm tired and hungry.
Are you? So am I. Here, I'll try the house. Better not go past the lodge. We'll cut across the field and get round to the back of the house. Oh, what a fine haystack.
Governor, what a lovely river. I'll bet it's full of fish.
All right, you fish. I want something ready cooked.
I suppose I won't give you anything.
All you need is confidence.
Here, have you got a pin on you? We'll make a fish hook.
I've got a safety pin, but I don't know.
All you need is confidence.
Yeah! Oh, excuse me, ma'am.
Now then, what do you want?
Are you the mistress of the house?
You know perfectly well I'm not.
There's something cooking that smells delicious.
I've no food to waste on tramps.
I warrant you're a marvelous cook.
It's no good you're trying to flatter me. If you don't get on out of here, I'll send for the overseer. He'll soon make short work of you.
Here I am, Margot, and I haven't forgotten a thing. Unload me.
Allow me, mademoiselle.
Who's this?
Just an old tramp begging for food.
Well, there's really more there than I can eat. We'll go half each.
I'll give him some food, of course, and let him go.
Well, I'd like to do a bit of work for it, mademoiselle.
Oh, proud, eh?
No, just an idea. I don't believe in something for nothing.
Well, do you want to chop some wood?
I could chop wood, but I can't say I want to. I prefer something more fancy. Haven't you got something I can mend?
What sort of mending?
Well, I'm not very good at sewing, but chair seats, table legs, broken china. China's my speciality. I can mend a plate so that you can't see the join even when you drink soup out of it.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, mademoiselle. Monsieur Paul is here from the bank. He's in the poor dear master's study with your mother.
Well, go round there to the front of the house and I'll bring you a flower bowl to mend. You can't hurt that much. Get your food first.
Pretty, isn't she?
Don't be impudent.
Hello, Paul.
Hello, Madeline.
Oh, my darling. Done your shopping?
Mm-hmm. Excuse me a minute.
Who's that?
A tramp. He's going to mend this bowl. You haven't had your food.
No, it's in my pocket. I'll eat it presently. See, I've got to share it with a friend.
You mend it here. Well, Paul, the cruel banker with a mortgage in his pocket, I suppose. Still, you should have waited till there's a snowstorm before you turn us out.
Monsieur Balzac has sent Paul to say that the directors of the bank have decided to call in the loan that we owe them.
He says there are only two courses open to you. Either to sell your Granville shares or part with this house.
I understood him to say that in the present condition of the mines, that our shares were practically unsaleable.
He's just received an offer for your shares from a Monsieur Dubois that he says is far better than he'd hoped for.
No. We've always held the majority of the shares, enough to control the vote, and I will not part with them.
Oh, Maman, darling. Then what are we going to do?
Monsieur Barsac told me to tell you that if you didn't sell now, you would never get such an offer again. He says the mine's worked out.
I'll sell when I have to, not before.
I'm sorry. Perhaps I could talk it over with Madeline.
You won't alter my decision, but I've no doubt you'd like to talk it over.
At lunch tomorrow.
I don't remember saying I'd lunch with you tomorrow.
No, but perhaps you will. I'll phone.
All right.
Goodbye, Madame Granville.
Goodbye.
Bye. Well, that's a splendid job. You ought to be doing something worthwhile.
Well, it is worthwhile. Chinese. Must be 200 years old. Very nice.
Is it? I didn't know. Why, you ought to be making money.
What for?
Well, don't you want a home?
No. I prefer a haystack. Lots of funny things live in haystacks.
Insects.
Yeah, I'm just a large insect. There's a very fine haystack down there by the river.
There's always been one there in the summer. I used to call it my castle when I was a little girl and pretend that I was shut up there waiting for a knight to come and rescue me.
Shut up in a haystack. Easy to see you've been brought up in a home. Too bad you've got to leave it.
I'm afraid we've got to.
Didn't he say something about shares?
Do hear well.
A tramp has to have ears as good as a dog's.
Yes, but those shares represent our Granville works.
What do you want for the Granville works?
Well, my father built them up from nothing. Built this house.
He died, didn't he?
Yes.
How old was he?
58.
A man shouldn't die at 58.
The iron trade got worse and worse, and the anxiety was too much for him.
The animal that builds the finest house is the beaver. And he's the only animal that turns grey before he grows old.
Is that how you came to be such a philosopher? From watching animals?
You can learn a lot of things from them, mademoiselle, if you look at them the right way. Now, this is almost set. Well, you must let it stand for a bit. I put the cellophane on to strengthen it. But when it's quite dry, you can wash the cellophane off.
Oh, that's lovely. There's another job you can do some other time, a Dresden figure. It's been mended, but rather clumsily.
Why are you talking to that dreadful tramp?
Shh. Mother, he can hear everything.
Here it is. Now, what do you think of that?
Oh, that is a poor job. That'll hold till I come this way again.
And when will that be?
The day when I can put my foot on 3 days at once.
The spring.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid we won't be living here then.
Well, there'll be somebody here who'll tell me where you are.
Well, that's 5 francs. Is that enough?
Thank you, mademoiselle. There's 2 francs for the food.
The job was honestly worth 5, plus the food.
Well, if you think so, thank you kindly. And good day to you.
Where are you bound for now?
I'm going south.
Good luck.
Thank you, mademoiselle.
Poaching, eh? Yeah, do you know I could send you to jail for this?
Yeah, what's the matter?
Governor, I just caught a fish and this gentleman wants it to take home.
Here, are you accusing me of being a thief?
Yeah, my pal didn't know the fish was there. He just swam in by accident, like us.
Well, you swim out and quick. Oh, give him the fish. Hope the bones choke him. Oh, getting cheeky, eh? Here, come on, the pair of you.
Okay, I'll go and speak to the lady.
I know you don't. What? Come on, Governor. Where you off to? Hold of him. Here, my pal didn't catch anything. Oh, didn't he? Well, he's going to catch something now.
I just been doing some work up there at the house.
Put him in the car. I'll take him to the Paris police station. You can drive there in 20 minutes.
I see why we've been taken to the police station. Haven't done anything.
Who are they?
Couple of loafers I caught poaching and they assaulted me.
Assault, eh?
Prowling around with intent to steal, I should say.
Liar.
What's that?
That's who I am if you want me. I'm overseer at the Granville estate.
Come here. Now, what have you got to say for yourselves?
I was just amusing myself, passing the time, as you might say. My pal had gone to get a bite to eat.
I see. You poached while the other one went to beg for food. And how about the assault?
I never raised a finger. He caught hold of me. I was as quiet as a lamb.
Yeah, what have you to say? You've a tongue in your head, haven't you?
Yes, monsieur.
How did it begin?
Well, it all started with a safety pin.
Come on, I'll have to charge you. Name?
Flit.
Identification card.
Look here, monsieur, there's no need to lock us up.
Name?
It's only costing the government money.
Name?
If you'll just let us go this once.
What's your name?
Rothschild.
Well,
you'll get us into more trouble.
What are you whispering about? Take that man outside.
Governor, right?
No, don't be funny. What's your name?
Rothschild.
Where's your identification card? You sure you didn't find this somewhere? I'm going to look into this. Sit down. Monsieur Rothschild. I thought he might have stolen the card. What's the first name again? Francois. No, there's no Francois Rothschild as far as I can see. Does he look like a criminal? No. He just looks like an old fool. Well, that doesn't sound like the family. Naturally, we've no wish to see the name appearing in the police reports. Better send him to me. Have you ever been in prison?
I hate being shut up.
But why do you choose the life of a vagrant?
I hate being shut up.
I'm afraid you're lazy. Every man should work for what he gets.
That's what I say.
It's no use saying it if you don't do it. Turn over a new leaf. Remember, you bear a great name.
So I see.
He seems a harmless person. Better give him something out of the charity fund.
How much?
You know, if you were to open the windows and put corn all along there, you'd soon get the pigeons to come right into the office.
You don't seem to me to be wicked, just stupid. Now, take this and try and pull yourself together. And don't let me hear of you again.
Is this our discharge? My friend, too?
Yes, that's your discharge.
Thank you, monsieur. Good day, monsieur.
Well, it's all right. You can let them go.
Right? You're free to go.
Come on, Fitz.
Rothschild.
So you got us off?
Yes.
What did he say?
I can't talk on an empty stomach. Here, where's the nearest haystack?
Haystacks here in Paris. Look.
Come on. We'll have some beer. I got 5 francs.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, madame. Good morning, monsieur.
We're lucky to be sitting here. You might have got us into a lot of trouble. You ought to know better than try funny jokes at a police station.
Me? Why, it was your craving for fish that got us into trouble and lost me a good safety pin.
Wasn't the name of goodness made you say your name was Rothschild? And where did you get that identification
2
card?
francs, please.
Oh, permit me.
Oh, my friend the Count has nothing but 1,000 franc note.
No.
Allow me. I insist.
2 francs, please.
All right, don't rush us. Keep the change. What's this, a billy do?
Oh, that's our discharge.
It's a check. Here. For 2,000 francs.
See it?
Pay to the order of Francois Rothschild, 2,000 francs. Signed Rothschild and Company. Your name isn't really Rothschild, is it?
Yeah.
And they gave you this just because your name was Rothschild.
I suppose so.
This gets you out of the rut.
I don't want to get out of the rut.
Oh, for years I've dreamed of a chance like that.
Well, your dreams come true.
You mean that, Governor? We'll stay in Paris. Find jobs.
You find jobs, I'm going south.
But you can't go south. Here, think what this means to me.
What do you want me to do?
Well, we've got to take this to the bank anyway.
Well, we'll take it.
But we can't take it to the bank looking like this. They never give us the money. We better park these sacks somewhere, and we've got to get shaved anyway.
Shaved?
Yeah.
This isn't Saturday.
Listen, a man with 2,000 francs is a gentleman. Gentlemen get shaved twice a week.
And I don't want to be a gentleman. I got 3 francs, and I'm going south.
Oh, but you can't. Think of me, please. I can't get the money without you. You're not going to turn your back on a pal, are you?
All right. You can kiss me when I'm shaved.
You wish to deposit this?
We want the money.
I'm afraid we can't cash this over the counter. You see, it's drawn to order.
Oh, really? Well, yes, so it is. Well, how stupid.
You can, of course, open an account, and then you can draw upon it later.
Isn't it any good?
Any good? A Rothschild check. That's very amusing.
Monsieur Rothschild's full of fun.
We shall be very much honored to have Monsieur Rothschild's account.
Oh, certainly.
We shall need Monsieur Rothschild's specimen signature 3 times on that paper, please. Sorry to have to go through these formalities, Monsieur Rothschild.
Oh, not at all.
Oh, not at all.
Can you write? Well, sign that 3 times. Suffering a great deal with gout in the fingers lately. You've probably read about it in the papers.
I think I did. Very painful. What address would it be?
Well, it's a little uncertain. You see, we've just arrived from Cairo. Yes, full of mischief. Thank you. Well, au revoir.
Don't we get the money?
Not yet.
Have we shaved for nothing, then?
Look at this.
Rothschild.
It's on the family bank, too.
What a funny-looking chap.
These millionaires are so eccentric.
I'll tell Monsieur Paul.
I don't care how much the check is for. It's Rothschild that interests me. Didn't he leave his address?
Yes, sir.
Let me know next time he comes into the bank. If only I could get him in as a director. Think what that name would do for us. Rothschild.
The receipt, monsieur. I have included everything. Monsieur Rothschild is making out the check now. Is the check ready, Monsieur Rothschild?
Admirable. You were robbed of your clothes, the manager tells me. Very troublesome.
Yes, that's why we needed everything. They were stolen coming from Cairo.
Really, sir?
Yes, by a couple of tramps from our compartment while we were asleep. The train had stopped.
Yes, yes. And they left you their rags. How disgraceful.
Awful. You can imagine how we felt wearing these things.
Yes, sir. Right, sir. Yes, very smart, sir.
Well, we're all right now.
Of course, it's all right, but I thought I'd better make certain. They looked a little extraordinary. He has an account at the bank? Oh, thank you. What? Oh, certainly. Yes, I'll ask him. I'll take those things and have them burnt.
No. Wrap them up.
Oh, no.
I want to keep them as a souvenir.
Monsieur Rothschild, Monsieur Balzac, the bank manager, would like to speak to you.
You stay here. I'll speak to him.
Oh, very natty.
Yes, Monsieur Balzac. Yes. Yeah, no. This is his secretary speaking.
Would it be possible for me to see Monsieur Rothschild? Oh, yes, it's on a matter of importance.
Well, you see, Monsieur Rothschild will need to know what it's all about first.
Well, Monsieur Rothschild opened an account here. Could you give me his address?
Oh, well, it's a little uncertain where we're staying. You see, we've just arrived from Cairo.
Will you persuade him to drive to the bank for a moment? Thank you. He's coming. Rothschild's coming.
Here, to the office? How wonderful. Which Rothschild is it?
Francois.
Oh, yes, Francois, of course. If only we could get him up at the house for dinner or something, wouldn't that be a scoop for me?
This is where we want the scoop, here in the bank.
Perhaps he's got a daughter. She might fall in love with Paul.
Paul's too busy with Madeleine Granville.
But she's a very nice girl.
She'll be a pauper. I don't want the pair of them on my hands.
Paul's like his poor father, ought to have been a lawyer or a violinist.
He's your son, not mine. He and I don't mix.
What did you want those things for?
To wear. I've done what you asked me. I made myself look like a fool and feel like one. But tomorrow morning...
Not till you found me a job.
Everybody's staring at me in these clothes.
Nonsense. You look like a millionaire. Come on.
I can't go with you to this luncheon.
Why?
Rothschild might come any moment.
Do I have to go alone?
Make some excuse for me. Be nice to all the important people, particularly Madame Dubois.
Madame Dubois? Why?
Well, Dubois and I have a deal on. Mining concern.
Now, Edmund, don't go speculating in mines. You'll lose every penny.
Oh, I'm not quite such an idiot.
But you don't know anything about mines.
I don't have to. I employ those who do.
My Uncle Henri lost every penny in mines.
Your Uncle Henri was a fool. I've an expert's report in here worth 1,000,000 francs. Run along. You're late now. Why aren't you wearing your diamonds?
Women don't wear diamonds at lunch.
Don't they?
No.
Well, talk about them.
Why do I have to swank all the time now?
Never mind why. Do as I tell you.
Here, look at me. What do I look like? A scarecrow.
I see you're looking at our new model. Won't you come inside and let me explain some of its advantages to you? Please, I beg of you.
No, I'm sorry, Monsieur Rothschild's far too busy.
Monsieur Rothschild? Oh, well, I'm afraid Monsieur Rothschild wouldn't like that car. But we have a marvelous new model, just arrived. There she is.
Lovely. I'm sorry, we're just on our way to the bank.
Well, let our demonstrator drive you there. Once you drive in this car, you'll never drive in any other.
I dare say not.
You'll be there in a moment. I have a demonstrator waiting.
We'll do it. If there's anything wrong with the check, this'll help to bluff it out.
It's all ready. Jump in. You'll be surprised at the sensation. It's just like riding on air. What bank?
The Continental in General.
Oh, yes, surely. The Continental in General.
Look, he's waiting for us. I told you there was something wrong with the check. Is that the police with him?
Monsieur Rothschild, I think?
Yes.
You deposited a check with us yesterday.
Well,
It is drawn by Rothschild and Company. That is not your own bank, I take it.
Yes and no.
The family, you know, the family. The fact is we were robbed by a couple of tramps on our way from Cairo. Money, clothes, everything.
Oh, I see. Yes, yes, indeed. Name aroused my curiosity. May I offer you a cigar? Will you do me the honor of lunching with me? Restaurant du Parc. I'll take no refusal. I'll just phone them and follow you in an instant. Restaurant du Parc.
The check must be all right.
Monsieur. That's all right. Monsieur.
Oh, Monsieur Barsek's table?
This is Monsieur Rothschild?
Yes, this is Monsieur Rothschild.
Oh, Monsieur. Your hat, Monsieur Rothschild. Monsieur Rothschild, will you do me the honor come this way? Monsieur Barsak telephoned over. He will be here in a moment. Now, what about your white lady while you are waiting?
White lady?
Well, something simpler, perhaps. Orange blossom.
Is he marrying me?
Monsieur Rothschild, 1,000 apologies for keeping you waiting. This is my associate, Monsieur Dubois, president of the Dubois Investments. I take it you are the gentleman who spoke to me on the telephone.
Yes, Flit is the name.
Most kind of you to spare me an hour of your busy time, Monsieur Rothschild.
It's all right.
Now, let's first dispose of this ordering business. 3 Genevoise. And after, what do you say to ale de dame farcie? Open the champagne, please. And now, what next?
I should like a sausage.
A sausage? Good idea. Saucisse au vin blanc. Excellent.
And onions.
Splendid, splendid. For me, too.
And for me.
And you, sir? 4 saucisses Rothschild. Well, from today, Excellency, they will be so called.
Then 4 d'artichaut and soufflé aux framboises. I hope you'll find the wine sufficiently chilled, monsieur.
That's all right.
Now, Monsieur Rothschild, I've no doubt you're wondering what this is all about. Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm a blunt man, a man of few words. We want you with us, Monsieur Rothschild. I know what you're going to say. You have enough business worries, enough interests, and enough money. But surely even a man in your position is ready to take money for nothing?
My young friend will take that position.
That's not quite the same thing.
You give it to him.
Of course, we'll find an opening for Monsieur Pitt, a position of trust.
You will? Is that a bet?
Assuredly.
When?
Any time.
Tomorrow morning.
Certainly.
Where's my parcel?
I have it safe, monsieur.
Bring it here.
But what we want is the use of your name, Monsieur Rothschild. A name, may I say, that inspires universal confidence. A name that puts the stamp of unquestioned value on everything with which it is connected. You understand, we're not looking for capital.
Just the name.
Exactly. The money will come from the public. Now, what do you say, Monsieur Rothschild? We want you with us.
Can't be done.
Please, Monsieur Rothschild, reflect. At a time like this, it's the duty of every man in your position to do what he can to restore confidence, to tempt money from its hiding places, to show himself a leader.
I'm going south.
But surely a week or two won't matter.
You could run back and forth.
Forth, but not back. I'm going south.
Well, turn it over in your mind, Monsieur Rothschild. We won't spoil our luncheon for business, but we'll come back to it over the coffee and cigars.
That must be Rothschild. Barzak got hold of him then.
I suppose that's the one who seems to have dropped something.
Have you lost something?
Just a piece of bread.
Oh.
I begged old Barzak to get the bank to wait, but he's a hard nut.
Well, that's a nice way to speak of your stepfather.
I can't stand him.
Oh, well, if the worst comes to the worst, I'm not going to worry. Of course, we'll have no money, but then lots of people with no money seem to be perfectly happy. I had a most interesting talk with that tramp who mended the china bowl. He said things that made me think.
What sort of things?
Well, that it was silly to exchange liberty for money or your peace of mind for anything. He didn't say it quite that way, of course, but that's what it meant. He was rather a dear.
And now, Monsieur Rothschild, if I may venture to approach you once more on my business proposal.
Ah, my dear Barzak.
Oh, hello.
Say something. Be important.
I'm thinking of buying the Granville Works.
The Granville Works?
I've had my eye on them.
But my dear sir, the mine is valueless. It isn't worth 5 sous.
How do you know?
I have special knowledge. They're deeply in debt to our bank. I've been trying to find a buyer for it ever since Monsieur Granville died.
Who owns it?
Granville's widow and daughter. If they can be said to own it.
Do you know them?
Oh, I've known them intimately for years. Do you?
No, but I'm a man of action. I'll phone them at once.
I'm afraid you can't do that. They're abroad.
Monsieur Granville also?
Both of them, aren't they, Devoir?
Yes, they're both abroad.
Monsieur Rothschild, Providence has thrown me in your path. I'll let you into a secret. The ore is worked out. The mine is a worthless shell. I've saved you from a very bad investment. Now, won't you come into the bank? Think it over, sleep on it, and phone me in the morning that you'll join the board of directors of the Continental and General.
I'll join now.
What?
I'm in.
You're not going south?
No, I'll go west with the rest of you.
Yes, yes. Monsieur Rothschild's the new president.
Yes, I've just heard that Rothschild's at the back of it.
If it's good enough for Rothschild, it's good enough for me.
I'll try and get Mr. Rothschild for you. Things have certainly started to hum since Monsieur Rothschild joined us.
Yes, the man said he'd pay me a commission if I'd listen on Monsieur Rothschild's wire and tell him what I heard.
I have listened, but he never seems to say anything.
No, he's a deep one. Yes, Monsieur Emile, I think Mr. Rothschild is in his office.
Gentlemen, please. Just give your name to Madame Fauchet, and Monsieur Rothschild will perhaps try and make an appointment.
But couldn't you tell me...
I'm sorry, at this moment he's in conference. A most important conference.
Buy me some more corn.
Governor, you're going over big. They're standing in line to see you, but I've got rid of them.
Flit, I don't believe I can stand it. I'm trying to, but I'm dying of suffocation.
Why, what's wrong? We're going to make big money.
I hate being shut up.
Here, you can't leave the telephones off the hook. All you've got to do is to keep quiet, see no one, and don't answer any questions. Hello? No, I'm afraid Monsieur Rothschild's far too busy to do anything like that. Yes, he has a suite at the Hotel du Parc. He won't grant any interviews, you must write.
What is that?
Oh, some home waifs and strays or something. Want you to send them some money.
Oh, waifs and strays. Send them 2,000 francs.
Yeah.
Tell the cashier to charge it to my account. What? Well, we got 2,000 francs, didn't we? And didn't have to ask for it.
Monsieur Rothschild will send you a trifle.
These are all letters of congratulation on your having become president, Monsieur Rothschild. And here's a box of cigars for you from Dijon the broker.
What for?
A gift, I suppose.
I don't know them.
Oh, just in the way of business, monsieur.
Oh, look, good ones, too. Must have cost at least 200 francs.
All right, we'll keep them. We'll send them 200 francs.
I'll tell you something. There's a rumor that he's buying corn.
Thanks for the tip.
Corn?
Here is the bag of corn, monsieur.
Ah, good lad.
Here's the list of stock you ordered to be bought this morning, sir. 20,000 shares in all. And if you'll pardon my saying so, some very original ones, too. The brokers will welcome you, monsieur. Will you okay it, please?
Oh, no, we never use that expression in Cairo. Just write okay on it. Monsieur Rothschild doesn't wish to be disturbed. What are you doing buying all these shares? Who told you?
Nobody. Bartek was away. They brought me a list, so I picked out the cheap ones.
But you can't buy shares like that.
Well, I bought them. They made me president. Goodness knows why. Got to do something, I suppose. I don't want to be president. Can't stand the stink.
What stink?
The stink of money. I hate it.
Well, to be honest with you, Governor, I've been surprised ever since you said you'd stay. First you were going south, then you decided to stay. Why did you?
Well, there was a girl at the Granville house that was extra nice to me, and I think old Foxface is up to some monkey tricks with her. If I find out I'm wrong, I'm going south without delay. But I got to be sure.
You're not such a baby after all, are you?
Do you know what a ring-tailed snorter is?
No.
Well, it's a very dangerous kind of reptile. And his middle name is Barzak.
I said we weren't to be disturbed. What? Oh. Oh, yes. It's the ring-tailed snorter. Don't you commit yourself in any way. Come on.
Oh, quite all right. Just a little chill. I shall be back at the office tomorrow. We are delighted to have you as president. Oh, our cashier phones me that you've been buying quite heavily today. That every time you buy, the stock shoots up. I congratulate you. Of course, the resources of the bank are at your disposal. But the balance of your personal account is very small. In fact, merely the remains of that 2,000-franc check. It might be as well if you deposited, say, $500,000 with us.
Say, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What did you say? No, nothing. I thought you spoke. Now, I want your opinion on one or two points.
Keep saying possibly.
Possibly. Mm-hmm. Possibly.
But this must be decided, yes or no. I must press you for a decision.
Yes.
What did he ask you?
I don't know.
Oh.
May I come in? I hope you're not too dreadfully busy.
Come in, ma'am.
I'm Madame Barzak.
Madame Barzak? Are you? Well, how are you?
You know, you're not a bit like I thought you were. I pictured you a large man with big moustaches and a bit here.
I could grow those for you, ma'am, in a very short time.
I think you're a most intriguing man.
Thank you, ma'am. I warrant you're a marvelous cook. Oh, sit down, ma'am.
You've reminded me of the reason of my visit. My husband and I are giving a lunch for you next Friday, if you will honor us, to celebrate your election as president. May we count on you?
Will there be anyone else there, ma'am?
You modest man. All my husband's most important supporters will be there.
Should I grow the moustaches?
That's settled then. 2:00 sharp at our country house. Of course, I could have written or telephoned to you about this, so I might as well tell you that I really came to see you on a very private matter.
Is it about me, ma'am?
It's about my husband. I found out that he's getting involved in a mine with a Monsieur Dubois. Now, I'm terribly afraid of mines.
What sort of mine?
I believe it's iron. He says he has an expert's opinion worth £1,000,000 francs, but I don't believe in experts.
Where is the mine?
That's what I don't know.
Is that a written opinion?
Yes, he has it in his desk.
Perhaps it might be useful if I could see that opinion.
I don't care what the opinion is. I don't want him to go into any mine.
No. They blow up, don't they?
They ruin people. They ruined my poor Uncle Henri. Of course, I don't want you to know I've spoken to you about this, but I do want you to do your best to dissuade him from having anything to do with it.
I certainly will, ma'am.
Oh, I'd almost forgotten. I brought you a present from me.
Oh,
My husband knows, of course.
Well, what a fine wallet. Well, almost big enough to put sandwiches in. Oh, and my name in gold letters. Well, well, thank you, ma'am.
Mother, you've kept Monsieur Rothschild long enough.
Paul's a very naughty boy. I caught him making love to Mademoiselle Granville in the middle of the bank. Such a shocking example for those poor girls.
Don't be foolish, Mother. Madeline's very worried.
Oh, she didn't look it just now.
What's she worried about?
They've got to give up the house where she lived all her life. You see, the Granville shares have practically no value now.
No one will buy them.
Monsieur Dubois has made an offer.
Why does Monsieur Dubois want to buy them if they're not worth anything?
That's what I've been asking myself. There's a meeting of the Granville shareholders tomorrow morning.
Poor Monsieur Barzak is chairman.
Why is he chairman of the Granville Works?
They put him there when Monsieur Granville died, because of the bank's interest in the concern.
And we poor wives are left entirely alone. Your wife ought to be thankful you're a bachelor. Now, don't forget, 2 o'clock on Friday. Goodbye, Monsieur Rothschild. I'm so glad to have met you at last. I know now what people mean when they talk about strong, silent men.
Goodbye, ma'am. Perhaps Monsieur Barsac won't be well enough to go to that shareholders' meeting tomorrow.
Oh, there isn't very much the matter with him. There can't be.
He's going out this afternoon to call on Madame Granville. Goodbye.
Why is he going to Madame Granville's? Everything's settled. They're leaving the house. What more does he want?
Don't you trust your stepfather?
No, I don't. Well, I suppose I oughtn't to say that.
No, that's very naughty of you. Did you ever hear anything about his sending a mining engineer to look over any property?
The Granville property? Yes. I know he got a report, but he told me it was about as bad as it could be.
Oh. What time is that shareholders' meeting tomorrow?
At 10:30. I'd give something to know why old Barsak's dashing off to Madame Granville's in such a hurry.
So would I.
I'll carry that, monsieur.
That's all right.
Good evening, Monsieur Barsac.
Good evening, au revoir,
Oh, Monsieur Barsac.
Oh, my dear Madeleine.
I have no idea. Does Mother expect you?
A surprise visit. Forgive me, the matter's rather pressing.
Oh, Mother will be delighted to see you.
My dear Madame Granville, a few flowers.
Oh, how very kind.
Still in the same charming room. How very sad you're not well enough to move about.
I suppose you've come to see me about this house.
Well, yes. You see, as a friend, I'm thinking of your future. And Madeleine's future.
Madeline, I feel a draft.
The fact is, the estate agents now tell me that the sale of this house will not nearly cover the bank's loan. So I'm compelled to advise you.
Here you are. I brought you out a drink while you're waiting.
Ah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night.
Hello. Who are you?
Hello, Serafina.
Oh, it's you, is it? Be off with you.
Then tomorrow morning you'll be at the shareholders' meeting to cast your vote.
10:30.
And I'm sure you'll both find you've done the right thing.
Who is that, Margot?
Just an old tramp, mademoiselle. The one who mended the basin.
You should be careful, my dear. There are a good many undesirable people about. Tomorrow morning, then, 10:30. Don't be late.
So you've come back.
Yes, I've come to mend that figure, mademoiselle.
It's too dark now.
Oh, I think I can manage.
You can take it with you and bring it back tomorrow. Get that mended figure for me, Margot.
But that's a valuable bit. Suppose I don't come back.
I'll take a chance. I'm pretty good at reading faces. I know the people I can trust.
You think you can trust me, mademoiselle?
You're too easy. Why, you've got honesty written all over you.
why you never got anywhere. But I thought you said you were going south.
Well, I was, but the wind changed. I thought you said you were leaving this house.
I was, but I'm not.
Oh, you're not. Things are better.
Well, I can't say they are. Sit down while you're waiting.
Excuse me, mademoiselle, but I saw that gentleman leaving. He looked like a doctor. I hope nobody's ill.
That wasn't a doctor. Almost as bad, though. He's a banker.
A banker? Oh.
Do you remember you advised me to keep the house and let the works go?
Yes.
Well, that's what we're doing.
He advised that too, did he?
Yes, just now.
You get that young fellow to ask the advice of somebody. Somebody he likes, who hasn't any irons in the fire, before you part with your property.
I'm afraid it's too late now.
Oh. Won't you telephone to him? Isn't there anyone he could ask?
Is Monsieur Rothschild?
Monsieur who?
Monsieur Rothschild. He's at the bank.
Well, let him ask him.
You know, you're a queer person. You live in the open, away from people, and yet you...
Here you are.
Oh, thank you, lady.
Thank you, Margot.
You may not get this tomorrow, but you can trust me.
Yes.
You trust that Monsieur Rothschild, too. Goodbye, mademoiselle.
Goodbye.
Jean, go and tell my wife I shan't be home till late.
Are the fish biting, Monsieur Roger?
Not yet, but they'll bite better as the night goes on.
Oh, so you've come home.
Don't ever say I'm not a pal. Huh? I promised to put these things on for you, and I've done it, but they're killing me.
You look grand in your tails.
Do I?
Yes.
You look nice, Flit.
Thanks.
You look like a waiter.
All gentlemen look like waiters at night. Now, I'm going to show you life. Come on.
Flit, I can't come yet. I'm waiting for a telephone message.
Who'll be telephoning you, I'd like to know.
Well, I'm expecting a message from Paul.
You're up to something. I'll wait downstairs in the bar. Treat myself to a cocktail.
Oh, excuse me. I wonder if I might see Mr. Rothschild. It's important, so I thought I'd take a chance of finding him at his hotel. Is he in?
Yes. Was he expecting you to telephone him?
I think not.
Just come in. Great man. Has hobbies to take his mind off the world of finance. Queer, isn't it? Monsieur Rothschild.
Haven't you gone yet?
There's a lady here to see you. Excuse me.
I'm Madeline Granville. Who are you?
You know who I am.
Which is the real man? This or the tramp?
I'm a tramp, mademoiselle.
How can you be a tramp and the president of a bank?
I've been a tramp all my life.
I can't believe it. It's too fantastic.
Yes, but it's true.
Then you're an imposter.
Yes, I suppose I am.
And I came here to ask your advice now.
Don't give your shares to Barzac. What are you laughing at?
To think of the way you fooled everybody. And I thought you were the most honest man I'd ever seen.
Listen, mademoiselle.
I have listened. I listened while you tried to get me to phone Paul so that you might get hold of our shares for your own ends. Whatever they may be. You're a cheat. Creeping around the house, eavesdropping, taking 5 francs. Go back to your haystack before I expose you.
Good evening.
Good evening, Monsieur Rothschild. Anything special?
No, I always do this every now and then. Just surprise, you know. See for myself, everything's all right.
Shall I go down with you, monsieur?
No, you stick to your post. Might be some crooks about.
There easily might, monsieur. Plenty of them about nowadays.
You're quite right.
Everything all right, sir?
Everything is okay.
Now, where have you been? You promised to come on the razzle with me tonight. You've let me down.
I've been working overtime. Flit. I found out there's plenty of oil in that Granville property. And old Barzak's been telling those ladies that it's played out. I'm persuading them to sell that other company.
What?
Now, you're an artful tripound. What do you make of it?
It's as plain as a pikestaff. Barzak's a crook. I believe the bank's shaky.
And he's just been making a monkey out of me.
Let's cut and run. If we sell everything now, we can make a pile and get out.
You make your money while you can.
We'll sell out tomorrow, share the profits 50-50.
We'll get out before they take us to jail. But I'm blowed if I'm going till I've had a smack at old Barzak.
Aha!
Well, what are you going to do? It's past 10:30 now.
We won't wait another minute. I can swing the vote without her.
Well, did you phone?
Yes, the maid answered. She said Madame Granville was quite ill this morning, and that delayed Madeline. But she's on her way.
I'll go in.
Has Monsieur Rothschild come yet?
Rothschild? No, why should he come here? It's no affair of his.
I thought perhaps he might come.
Rothschild's a fool. Doesn't know any more about finance than you do.
Then why did you make him president?
Mind your own business.
Here's the chairman.
The meeting is called to order. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's the situation in a nutshell. As you know, the Granville mine is practically worked out. But you've still got the plant to sell, and Monsieur Dubois here is ready to buy. You'll get very little, but the notes to the bank will be paid off without your having to be assessed any further.
Well, I say let's sell and be done with it.
Yes, I'm sick of assessments. I don't want to throw any more good money after bad.
I think that's a very sensible view.
Let's put it to the vote now.
I'm in favor
favour.
The Granville family represented
I'm
here?
expecting Mademoiselle Granville any moment.
If the Granvilles are not represented here, the boat goes without them. I think we're all in favour of selling to Monsieur Dubois.
I think we ought to wait for Mademoiselle Granville.
Monsieur Rothschild. You're out of order, I'm afraid. You're not a shareholder, are you?
How should I know? They tell me I bought 20,000 shares of something yesterday.
In any case, there's no point in waiting. The Granvilles told me last night they are voting to sell to Monsieur Dubois.
That was last night. They might change their minds this morning if they heard what I had to say.
I'm afraid that as chairman, I can't listen to you, Monsieur Rothschild.
What is it, Monsieur Rothschild?
I want to hear Monsieur Rothschild.
Very well.
Well, it seems to me you don't know how much money you're agreeing to sell for. You're told that Dubois made an offer, but what is the offer? How much is it?
That will all be taken care of, Monsieur Rothschild.
Monsieur Barzac is a friend of yours. He's a friend of the Granvilles. He's a banker. You know something about Monsieur Barzac. Not all about him, but something. But who is Dubois? Does anybody know? No. How do you know you're going to get your money when you have sold?
I represent the Dubois Investment Company.
All right, I represent the man in the moon. But is there a man in the moon? Nobody knows.
Monsieur Rothschild is noted for his humor as much as for his judgment. We will now vote on the motion to sell to Monsieur Dubois.
I want to say one word more.
Out of order.
I submit we have a right to hear so distinguished a man as Monsieur Rothschild.
I can say all I've got to say in 30 seconds. You've been told that the ore is worked out. It's a lie. They've found a new vein, the richest vein in the history of the mine. And if you vote to sell to Dubois, you're a lot of silly fools, that's all.
Monsieur Rothschild is misinformed.
Do you want me to prove it?
I am bound to call you to order.
I don't want to call you anything, but I'd like you to read that letter to the shareholders.
Well, what is your pleasure, ladies and gentlemen? Confidential report. According to your instructions, I have carefully investigated the mineral deposit in question. In my opinion, the new vein exposed indicates the presence of extremely rich ore, which should amply repay the cost of mining operations. This is all very interesting, gentlemen, but there's no name here of any kind. It might refer to Timbuktu. Who wrote it? To whom is it addressed? I would like to ask Monsieur Rothschild what connection he thinks it has with the Granville mine.
It's written about the Granville mine.
I apologize for being late, Monsieur Barzac.
Mademoiselle Granville, the motion being voted on is whether or no we shall sell to the Dubois Company.
Do you still recommend that we should?
Yes.
We have decided to follow your advice.
But does Mademoiselle Granville know about the new find of ore?
Where did you hear that?
From Monsieur Rothschild.
Mademoiselle Granville should hear what Monsieur Rothschild has to say.
I've already heard Monsieur Rothschild.
I'd like Mademoiselle Granville to read that letter.
We are taking Monsieur Barzac's advice. We vote to sell to Monsieur Dubois.
No, but...
As you perhaps know, ladies and gentlemen, Mademoiselle Granville and her mother own 51% of the voting stock, which they have now cast in favor of selling to the Dubois Investment Company.
It's absolutely against...
The meeting is closed.
I didn't expect to see you again.
No,
I thought you'd have sense enough to go.
I'm going, mademoiselle.
I haven't given you away.
Not even to Paul?
No, he liked you and trusted you. You're a clever swindler, dressing up like a gentleman. You thought you'd get hold of our shares for yourself.
No, I didn't.
Then why did you do it?
Well, I was sort of forced into it. I didn't want to.
Nobody could force you to pretend to be what you're not.
No, but I wanted to give Flit a chance. And then I had sort of taken a liking to you.
you mean? What have I got to do with it?
Well, I was going south, determined that nothing should stop me. And then I heard they were trying to put one over on you. And you'd been extra nice to me up at the house when I was mending that bowl. So I thought, oh, it's all right. I was a fool to interfere.
I'm sorry I was the one to find you out.
It was sporting of you not to tell. True blue. You might keep it a secret for Fleet's sake. Well, I'm going. Goodbye, mademoiselle. You've seen the last of me.
Well, you've made a fine exhibition. What are you doing? Trying to ruin the Granvilles?
No, I'm not trying to ruin them, but I made a mistake. I thought I could beat you at your own game, but you were too clever for me.
Leave us, please, Madeleine. I want to talk to Monsieur Rothschild.
I think she has something she wants to tell you first about me. Well, I'll tell you. I'm just a tramp.
A tramp? So that's what you are. Paul, take Madeleine away.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure now you meant to hurt me.
I knew 24 hours after I met you that you were a fake, but you served my purpose. A tramp, eh? You're worse than that. You're a thief. You went to the bank last night and stole that paper out of my desk.
And you were shaking in your shoes when I brought it out, but you were too smart for me. You know that letter is a report of the Granville mine.
I say it isn't, and you can't prove that it is.
You're a crook, Barsek.
What?
Whatever he's done, you're 50 times worse.
Get out! I've had enough of you.
Don't worry, I'm going. Goodbye, Monsieur Rothschild. You put up a splendid fight.
And don't you say a word about what's happened in this room, or I'll have you thrown out of my house. Now then.
All right, Barzak, I know when I'm beaten. I finished. I'm going to vanish, disappear.
Disappear? Oh, no, you're not going to disappear. Fake, tramp, whatever you are, you're going to stay on, and you're going to do exactly as I tell you.
What do I tell everybody?
I'll see you jailed if you do. No, you're going to be very useful. You're going back to the bank. You're coming to luncheon at my house on Friday as the guest of honor. From now on, you're my man, Monsieur Rothschild. Disappear? If you disappear, everything crashes.
You found nothing else? No hat or coat or anything?
No, monsieur, nothing. It was just lying here.
I just report this. You come along with me.
Edmund, Monsieur Rothschild hasn't arrived yet.
I wonder where on earth he can be.
It's very strange. He seemed so delighted when I asked him. Have you offended him in any way?
No, no, no. We're the best of friends. He'll come. He won't dare stay away.
Old Rothschild's speech at the meeting about the new ore discovery is in headlines in every newspaper.
He did us a good turn with his meddling.
The Dubois investment shares are going up by leaps and bounds.
I really think we ought to make a start. What's happened?
What's the matter?
Bad news, I'm afraid, monsieur.
The wallet I gave him.
There's a letter inside, monsieur.
It's something dreadful, I know it is.
I've decided to end it all. Rothschild.
Found on the riverbank. I've been sent here by the head of police. It's undoubtedly a case of suicide.
Suicide! That'll mean only one thing to the public.
They only bought because of Rothschild's name. Our shares will drop to zero.
Have you seen the news? It's all over Paris. Yes. The market's dropped to pieces. Rothschild's killed himself.
Yes, but why? What's the reason?
Something shady, they say. You couldn't face it.
I've got every penny in his bank. Dubois. What price are Dubois? This bank controls them.
Barsek and Rothschild are hand in glove in everything.
They've dropped to 75 already.
Where's the phone?
Yes, where's the phone? Where's the phone?
Let's try and unload Dubois before they collapse. Where's your phone?
Yes, is there a phone?
Come inside here. You can use it. Hello.
Isn't there another phone somewhere?
Let me try.
Central 6702.
Hurry. Let me speak to them. They're my brokers, too.
Come get them. Lines engaged.
Try them again.
No, we'll go ourselves.
Yes, come on.
Parcel 73, 74 and a third.
Guv'nor Investment Company, 67, 65 and a half.
Still falling. This means the Barsac crowd to go smash.
They say Rothschild committed suicide just before the police got there.
Lieutenant Doyle, concessions 8886.
Lieutenant Doyle, concessions 8886.
Guv'nor Investment Company, 49.
Guv'nor, 49.
Sell! Guv'nor's 20,000 shares, 60 or better.
60? No.
Guv'nor, 44.
44! Sell! Sell all I've got!
Mine too. We're ruined.
Guv'nor, 39.
There's one chance. Rothschild bought heavily on his own. He's probably got any amount of good stock locked away somewhere. If we can lay our hands on it and let everybody know, it'll stop the slide before it's too late. Let's go search his office.
We'll have to do it quickly or the bottom will be knocked out of everything.
Come along then.
Hello, I'm afraid we can't get out of the city here. Yes, suicide.
Have you any news?
The bank's ruined, and so am I. My shares have gone to pieces.
I don't mean that. I mean news of him.
He's drowned. That's all I know, and all I want to know.
Anything, look at the whole lot. Yes.
Ah! Where are those securities he bought?
I don't know.
Did he sell them?
Nobody here knows. Don't you know whether he sold them?
I don't know anything.
There must be some record.
I shall claim everything. He bought with the bank's money.
He bought in his own name.
He bought in the name of Rothschild.
That was his name.
You know something about his money.
You've been feathering your own nest, I'll wager.
What about these files here?
Yes, why not?
Where's the pound? All these files. They are ruined. Utterly ruined. The shares of the Dubois Company have gone to pieces. And all because of that devil.
When I think of that man.
Why couldn't the rat drown himself a week later?
Hello. What's all the excitement?
How did this tramp get in?
Rothschild!
I just brought back the key of my office. There it is, Birthday.
So your suicide was another fraud.
I didn't say I was committing suicide. I said I was going to end it all. I think I have.
A vile, dirty trick. I don't care about the bank, but the Dubois Company's ruined.
Oh, no, the Dubois Company's going to be worth millions.
What do you mean?
I'm the Dubois Company.
What?
While you sold, I bought. The Granville mines with its new ore discovery belongs to me.
You?
We shouldn't have turned Paul out of doors, because he had to go to work for me buying shares. And Flit's a marvel. He can catch fish with a safety pin. So you can guess what he did on the stock exchange today? All you need is confidence. Well, that's a good joke, isn't it? Old tramp turning your market upside down. Ask Barsac to tell you why he made me president of the bank. I'll tell you. It was to pull the wool over your eyes so that he'd get out while you were left broke. You didn't know that, did you? You know anything? I'll wager none of you have ever seen a rabbit or a hare unless you had a gun in your hand. Do you ever go into the fields and look up? No. You keep your noses on the ground looking for gold. And when you find it, what do you do with it? Put it in bolts. You dig it up out of the ground in one place and bury it under the ground in another. Get out in the fields and open your eyes and see what God will send you. That reminds me, I left my pipe in that middle drawer.
Here it is, Governor.
It's still there. You see, Barsac doesn't smoke a pipe.
Now, look here, Rothschild. Can't we all get together?
Oh, look out for the hawk when he coos like a dove.
He said, what did he want with the Granville Works? Everything's for you.
I mended the figure, mademoiselle. Here it is.
My tramp. My old tramp. If you knew how I've hated myself for the way I've treated you. Paul's just told me that you bought back all the shares.
That's all right, mademoiselle. That's a wedding present. I'm going to make you both a present of Flit, too. I don't ask you to adopt him, but he's a good friend to have.
Well, you're not leaving me, are you, Governor?
Don't go.
Come on, stay, be a pal.
No, I'm going south. And this time, nothing can stop me. Well, Goodbye. Goodbye. I'll see you all again when the swallows come back.
Goodbye, Governor.